Hi, welcome to Manifestation Mondays with Marcy. I'm your host, Marcy Newman, the Heart Shift Coach. And we're here, of course, talking about different aspects of manifestation, some of which are myths that we are intending to debunk, and other things are new thoughts, new concepts about manifestation, so that each and every one of us can truly embrace the processes that have been hardwired within us to make certain that we are successful. And so, one of the things that I want to talk about today actually are the codes of creation. Because very often, when we are thinking about manifestation, we tend to forget that manifestation is actually another word for creating. We are creators. We have been gifted with the ability to actualize, to bring into physical form by using the energy of love anything at all that our heart desires. Now, some of you may be saying, well, then why aren't we all manifesting huge mansions and all of that? Well, first off, not everybody wants that. I, for one. Second of all, we come at this from such different angles, but also different life experiences. And so these codes of creation that I want to talk about today are basic codes of how we are the creative life force of all universes. Everything that we experience is created through us. Now, I know that we've spoken about how thoughts become things, how our thoughts are what brings manifestation into fruition and all of that. But the truth of the matter is that we are instruments of creation. These processes that I speak of are part of our birthright. They are hardwired within us, and everything in the universe is actually created to support us. We're here in partnership. And so this is why it can't fail. The only thing that fails is we consciously following these codes, these processes. Now, one of those, of course, and I'm sure that you've come up against this one before, probably many times before, but a lot of times people are afraid to even ask for what it is that they want. They've had disappointments in their lives before, and they say, all of this is hogwash, and I'm not even going to bother. In which case, even though that desire is a desire of the heart, you will always fall short because you're not acknowledging, you're not fueling that manifestation with all of your heart. Connected to that, of course, is that if you're not asking for it, it means that you don't believe that you could ever really have it. It means that there are underlying energies that have conflicting messages, and conflicting messages dilute the stream of energy that is meant to go out into the universe to be returned, reflected back. Of course, amplified many times over. So what is amplified instead is energy that is also confused. It's diluted. And so when we are talking about codes of creation, the number one thing that's absolutely essential is that you begin to accept yourself as the creative energy, but also the creative agent. And this is where a lot of people get caught up. It's hard for us to accept that we are that mighty, that powerful, that we have been created to be in partnership with the energy, the very same energy that has created all things in the universe. It's all of a sudden we hear those voices in our heads that say, oh, who are you to think that you could actually do that? Or why would you be given that ability? And what does it say about other people? Are they lesser or are they greater? Or are they not as deserving? Because clearly we can look around the world and see different experiences, right? Some of them begin at birth. We look at some of the families or circumstances or countries or situations that some babies are born into, and we ask ourselves questions like, well, why are they born in that kind of a situation and I'm not? And so a lot of times it's those kinds of questions that are really in the back of our minds when we're looking to create a particular project, to actualize, to bring something into physical form. And so what I want you to know is that there are so many different scenarios that each soul experiences on this earth. We can never compare one to the other. Not only would it not be possible to even take them all into account, but it's not fair. It's not fair to yourself, because what you also only see in that birth circumstance, for instance, is just that snapshot right there. You don't see the many lives that they've lived before, what they bring to the table already. And you also don't see their soul's plan, what they need during this lifetime to experience in order to expand and grow. And that we don't know. We just don't know. And we can guess, we can make assumptions, but we truly have no idea. That is unique to every single soul. It's unique to every soul specifically to have their own circumstance. And so what is required of us is to sort of stand on a mountaintop rather than standing in the midst of all of these billions of blades of grass. When we stand on the mountaintop, we get more of a bird's eye view, but it's also more of a panoramic view. Very often we get caught up in the minutiae of the details, when in fact, accepting who we are just requires that we accept who we are. If we're trying to justify it, if we're trying to, reason it, list, 1,000 different reasons why we are or we are not in partnership with the entire universe, the creative force, if we are trying to work our way through the guilt of that or comparing ourselves to others, we're losing so much of what has been created to support us. And so that's when you start to see things go into these downward spirals that are very difficult to bring upright again. So the one message that I have for you today is for you to begin this journey. You've heard me speak about it in self-love, creating your self-love lifestyle. But it's absolutely essential in order for us to really be able to access all of the programming that's already within us in order to manifest what we are desiring to experience in this life. And that's really the name of the game: acceptance and accessing. Acceptance and accessing. That's really our job. Our job is to accept who we are so that we can access the levels of consciousness that have all the answers for us. So with that, I'm just going to leave that with you to ponder for a while until we come back to it. But of course, I want to leave you with an affirmation. Here it is. I am magnificent, child of this universe, already hardwired for success and actualization of my heart's desires. I am partnered with the universal energy of love, the very creative energy that has created all things, including myself. Okay, I'll see you right back here next week. Manifestation Mondays with Marcy. Please, if you can be so kind, like the video, leave your comments. Please subscribe so that you're the first ones to know when a new video hits the screen. And share. The more you share, the more that we all raise our bar for manifesting that which is for the highest good of all, and create this new world where all will live in peace and harmony and be in our creative genius. So much love to you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.